Marcus noticed Joey Tanona wasn't listed on the roster handed out to him, or maybe able to comment on his status?
Medically retired. After his accident in the wintertime, he kept trying to come back, and mentally and physically was not in the place that he was ready to play football. And so he decided to medically retire. He'll still be here to get his degree, which is, again, the greatest thing about this place. We can guarantee you one thing, and that's at some point the game of football is going to be over, but you have a chance to get a degree from this university, you have a chance to be successful. So he's in good spirits.
I think it'd be fair to say it was intense, it was kind of animated. What did you need to get across to them on day one to sort of maybe reinforce the point that you've made to us about, like, this isn't just easy to train?
It's got to be hard. It's not changing. We're not changing what we're doing, and it's going to be hard. We had a couple guys that couldn't finish practice today, and it's their job to make sure they're available for practice. It's the trainer's job to make sure they protect the player, And so I was trying to send a message to those players that, hey, whatever you have to do to make sure you're available for practice. We had a couple guys go out because of heat, and whatever you have to do to make sure you're available, we have to do it because we're not changing. Because I believe in what we've kind of scheduled out through this fall camp. I believe this is what we need to be prepared to go. And we're not going to change. We'll always look at and review and debrief and say, is there anything we can do to enhance? But the length of practice, the effort, the way we're going to challenge our players, that's not going to change. And so if they're looking for us to pull back, it's not going to happen. They have to continue to do whatever it takes to make sure they're ready to go.
You've spent more time with the offense, both in the spring and now as you get into the fall. As you kind of look through that lens, what do you think are the most significant things you've kind of learned when you kind of turn the X's and O's around and look at it from the other side?
Yeah, it's complex, it's challenging. Defensively, a lot is reaction, recognizing formations and reacting to what you see. Offensively, it's reaction, but I think it's just a little bit different. There's a lot on their plate in terms of recognizing coverages, recognizing schemes, reacting versus movement on the fly. So it's been really good for me to really spend a lot of time with the quarterbacks, to see their progression. Because I tell them all the time, you're going to get blamed if things don't go well, and it isn't always your fault. And the perfect example today was Tyler threw a ball. It looked like it was a bad throw. I don't know who it was running the route, kind of didn't run the route exactly right. And I looked at Tyler and I said, hey, that's why you got to hold people accountable. Because from my point of view, I looked at, man, that was a bad throw. No, it wasn't a bad throw. We got to make sure we run the right route. So a lot of things fall on those quarterbacks play. And that's what I spend the most of the time with. And so it's been eye-opening to really just to see it from their point of view.